wanna look at the budget numbers again, Matt?
I do. I do want to look at the budget numbers. Yep, I do. Because last week, you mentioned a $4.6 million deficit. In the minutes we just approved, okay, you mentioned that you didn't have any recollection of the $4.6 million deficit of District 1. Yet, here in the meeting, or in this public forum that you held, you moderated, you asked the pointed question, the specific question to Jody. Do I need to play it right here for you? I have it.
Here's the sheet right here, Matt.
I know that. I know. We asked you last week about it, or Amanda had mentioned on that it was partly because we had opened a new school and there was another fund, and Jody mentioned it right here in this public forum. And you told us last week.
COVID dollars?
You told us last week you didn't know about this. You didn't know why we were spending $4.6 million. You asked the question right here. You want me to play it?
How many what's the one-time expenditure, Matt?
Here we go. The next one will go to Jody. It has been stated by some that District 1 is currently operating at a deficit. Could you give us a breakdown of the general fund revenues versus expenditures for the 2019-2020 school year? And if constituents are wondering where they can access this information, where can they find this information?
Okay, so the school board adopted a deficit budget for this current year. Since the budget was adopted, we have received an additional $2 million in COVID-related federal money, which we can cover about $1 million of the deficit with that. And a few reasons that we did have a deficit budget, why the board approved it, was that we hired new staff last spring using projected enrollment, which didn't happen due to COVID. I think we were down like 300 versus what we thought we were going to. And because of that, it left us short about $1.5 million in revenue from our state aid money because of on-time funding. And we also opened a new school this year, the Innovation Academy. And with that, there was a lot of one-time expenditures on this year's budget, including curriculum, equipment, technology, library. Going forward, our budget can easily be balanced by attrition. Over the last 3 years, we have lost approximately 25 certified staff per year. So by not replacing open positions, our budget would balance. So that's just something that the new district would have to look at as far as getting the budget together for future years. But as far as this year, we did plan on that deficit budget with the money we had available. If the information is not available, if you can't find this information on
So you claim that you didn't know about why we were deficit spending $4.6 million, and you want to put the $4.6 million on the greedy teachers. That's what you wanted to do last week. You said you didn't know. You asked the question, Chris.
So what are the one-time expenditures? I still don't know what a number is. Did you hear a number on the one-time expenditures? Do you guys have a number for us tonight on what that equates out to?
Well, she did mention the ASB school, which you said that had nothing to do with it.
How much is it?
We're at 7:30, guys. So we need to set an agenda for the next meeting and date.
So here's Heather's gone all next week for some appointments. I have 8th grade graduation for Missouri Ridge next Tuesday at 6:30. Are you guys willing to meet later in the week next week? Our intention is to bring a final offer to you guys for consideration. So if we want to do that June 1st, that would be the next scheduled meeting if we don't meet on the 25th, or if we wanted to adjust the date next week, we can discuss that as well.
There's a lot of things in here still to go over if we're coming with the final offer.
We're coming with a final offer, so we can do that next week or June 1st, whatever you guys would prefer.
Do what's best for you next week.
I can do it any day but Thursday.
Any day but Thursday. I'm good any day.
Do any day but Thursday.
Okay. Wednesday,
Yep.
next Wednesday, the 26th.
Yep.
26 works for me.
I works for me too.
I will attempt to connect via
Appreciate that.